Okay. Okay, so as we're joining on here, you guys, if the sound is good, the picture is good, let me know. Thumbs up, clap hands, all of those things. We're in Tapachula. We're heading to the airport, but I asked if we could pull over and get some live coverage of what's going on in Tapachula. So there are roughly 600 or 700 migrants here, mostly from Haiti. I'm going to stick with Carlos here to just be safe here. So most of these people here are from Haiti. So this is a stadium that they converted into a center where they basically are going forward with their asylum cases. So you see this line here. There's a tent up there and they're getting paperwork so that they can potentially stay in Mexico. That is their intent, what I'm being told. Now, some of them will want to go to the U.S., of course. Again, they are all from Haiti, so a lot of them are going to have that valid asylum claim through the U.S. But as you see, there's hundreds of them here waiting, and they are, again, kind of waiting to be processed for that asylum claim. This is here in Tapachula. Again, there's about 600 to 700 migrants here right now, mostly from Haiti. And you can see a lot of family units. You can see a lot of them already have their envelopes that they will carry with them through the duration of their travels, really. And so you can see municipal police are here, Tapachula police are here. They have a whole, setup here to allow them to have a place to put those claims forward. If they want to stay in Mexico, that will be kind of the opportunity, and this is the first step here for them. So some perspective of where Tapachula is, it is literally across the border from Guatemala. So this is going to be the first municipal city that they stop at and have an opportunity really to file for asylum, to claim asylum as a refugee. So then from here, they, like I said, most of them do want to stay in Mexico from what I'm being told. Now, there's no denying that some will absolutely want to go to the U.S. We all know that. Now, if they will actually make it and get into the U.S., that's a completely different thing. But you see a lot of kids here, a lot of family units, little tiny babies. And again, most of these people, if they didn't have money to get on a bus or a plane, they went through the Darien Gap, which is the most dangerous place in the world. And so, but, the other side of that, a lot of them, have family in the States and things like that, and they can get money for bus tickets, for plane fare, things like that. So it isn't, the only way is not going through the Darien Gap. Don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. Some of them have had a better opportunity. Now, a lot of them haven't, though. A lot of them don't have family or money to do that. So there are a lot of folks who had to take a really dangerous trek to get over here. So again, if you're just now joining us here, we are in the municipal city of Tapachula. This is basically the first kind of stopping point once you cross over from Guatemala. You saw just how easy that was for us to do. Earlier in the week, we took a little inner tube river raft across from Guatemala into Mexico for $2. And that is very much the reality of what happens and how easy it is to get across. It is very much an open border down there. They do have a legal checkpoint. They do have a port of entry. It is a bridge that you can cross over, but you have to be in a car or on foot, and you're going to be stopped most likely. Now, if you are on the river raft, most likely you're not going to be stopped. You're not going to have any issues. There isn't going to be any kind of altercation. There are some people. Yes, I speak English. Do you want to talk? Okay. So there was just a gentleman that was standing over here listening to me kind of a little bit. But so basically, those folks can cross over on that river raft. There were some National Guard members there and some city police while we were down there. But for the most part, they don't stop them. So again, we are here in Tapachula. This is a stadium that initially they converted, and they said that they were going to use this as a shelter for 7,000 people. But as you can see deep in there, in that hole right there, there's nobody inside. Everybody's out here. They are filing their asylum cases. You see this line right here. About 600 to 700 migrants, mostly from Haiti, as you can see here. And they are awaiting their paperwork and their process here to file for asylum here in Mexico. So that's what this big line is. They are trying to process paperwork and kind of take those first steps to get asylum here in Mexico. So there's another, Carlos, can we walk over allí? You see? there's a big group over here we're going to show you. So once they go through this line, there's like this gated area that they're walking through over to here. So we're going to walk over there and see what we can see. But again, we are departing today. We are going to be heading out of here today because things kind of started to get a little bit, the energy started to shift a little bit in the caravan. We are taking a little bit of a break, and we will link back up with the caravan in a couple of days or weeks. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we do have a lot of people on the ground. I have a very trusted source walking with the caravan, sending me video. So stay with me. I am getting real-time updates, and I'm sharing everything that's happening along the way as well. So there's the other group here. Once they go through that first kind of line, this is where they're going. They're going into this area, and then we have National Guard over here. Let me zoom in a little bit if I can. Here we go. So there's a big group of people, and then you see some National Guard troops right over in that area here. And so they are going through first this line here. And as I'm being told, they will file for their asylum to potentially stay here in Mexico. And then they're going to walk this way, and they're going to end up here, and they're going to be met with some nonprofit organizations and the National Guard as well. So you can see they have some bathrooms set up. They have, you know, humane conditions, as humane as possible, set up. ¿Dónde es Oscar? Okay. So we are walking. I'm with Carlos, who is a journalist here in Tapachula. Let me flip this around so you can meet Carlos. This is Carlos. He has been taking very good care of me. He has been basically my right arm. We listen to Carlos because he's from here. He's been a journalist for over 20 years in Tapachula. He's very respected, and people respect him and they know him. And so when we're walking with Carlos and he says stop, he says alto, you stop. And so he's been able to keep me safe and been keeping us in the loop, and also providing us some information because he has a lot of really trusted resources here as well. So again, if you're just now joining us, this is a football stadium. So this is a soccer stadium. Yes, you guys are asking. So this was initially opened up to allow for them to be inside as a shelter. That was a couple of weeks ago we heard that, and Oscar was actually covering that. And then they kind of about face, they walked it back and they made it so it was just kind of an external place, a place where they could come and file their paperwork, file for asylum. You can see some more National Guard troops here with their actual shields and their guards on, so you can see that as well. So that's a look here at what's happening here this morning and what has been happening. So they get, what Carlos is telling me, they get about 200 migrants a day, mostly are from Haiti. And he says most of them do want to stay here and get asylum in Tapachula in Mexico. Now I said, but are there ones that want to go to the US? He said, absolutely. And that's the thing is, we can't speculate how many or what's going to happen until they try to get into the US, right? That's what's fair. That is the truth. So right now, you guys, we don't know how many of these people, you know, have that intention. And I'm not going to make that assumption or do that. So, but you can see for yourselves where we are. This is Tapachula. This is, again, the first municipal city that people are going to cross once they get over from Guatemala, over from any of those Central American countries, are going to come through Guatemala, basically, and go across to Mexico. So I'm going to wrap up this live feed here. We are going to head out. We are going to get back in the car. As you can see here, let me flip this right back around. You see a lot of single adult men, you know, and a lot of family units as well, but about 600 to 700 migrants. I mean, majority, a very heavy majority Haitian population here. Again, I'm being told they want to start kind of their own, not city, but they want to settle in Mexico. You know, they have a lot of people here that are crossing over, and if they can kind of create their own community here, they're willing to do that. So again, in Tapachula, we're heading out today, but stick with my page. I do have, my boots aren't on the ground, but I have very trusted sources that are giving me real-time video and information. So I'll be doing my best to update you guys and keeping you in the loop. I'll be coming back down a little bit more prepared, but I'll be coming back down in a couple of weeks and then we'll be meeting them as well on the other side of the US border. If any people in this caravan that we've been traveling with, this is not the caravan. Keep that in mind. This is nothing to do with the caravan that we've been traveling with. This is in Tapachula. This is a whole different thing that's going on. These people here are not with the caravan. These people are in Tapachula trying to file for asylum. So, again, I'm going to continue to follow this story. It is a very active story, one that's changing every minute, right? So, thank you guys for your support. Stay safe. I'll see you guys on the other side.